Hey, good morning, guys. It's time to paint the Mustang. It's been a long road. So what I've done so far for my last videos, my priming series, I guess, is I have primed the car again. Probably would have been okay if I just went ahead and painted it, but I wanted to prime it one more time. I'm glad I did because it really smoothed it out a little bit more. So here, let me turn the camera around and we'll take a look at it before we get started painting it. So when I initially sanded the car down, there was a heck of a lot more of the epoxy showing through, and I don't have as much now. So this is 2 coats of epoxy primer, 2 coats of primer surfacer from Eurochem, and then I block sanded it the best I could, and this is the results of applying 2 more coats of primer and block sanding it again. And I'll try to stick a before picture in here. There's not as much white showing through, or epoxy. So everything, I'm really happy with the texture. Getting it all sanded down. Got a little bit more white showing here, or the epoxy, but that's okay. It's not broke through the metal. So we'll get it, I'll get it wiped down. We'll mix up the paint and we'll get started on it and get the paint shot. Okay, here's my favorite cleaner, the Napa Clean Easy. And I just pour some in a clean coffee can that I've rinsed with lacquer or xylene. Get a rag good and saturated, and I just start wiping it down and drying it. Since I'm not expecting a lot of dirt here, I'm okay using the black rags, but you should probably use white rags when you're doing your initial bare metal cleaning, so you can make sure you've got all the dirt and everything off of it. Okay, using a Bondo tack rag I got from Walmart. It's important to use that between each stage of painting, so I'll tack it off. Tack off the primer before I spray the base coat, and I'll tack off the base coat before I spray the clear coat. So when you use your tack rag, just apply gentle pressure and just try to pick up the dust. Okay, it's also important to note when you're using a tack cloth that you just don't want to use the same side the whole time. It's just like a rag. You want to flip it around, unfold it, fold it, check your tack cloth from time to time, make sure, see how much material you might be picking up. Okay, so I'm getting ready to mix the paint. This is 2-to-1 with their 2 parts of the paint with 1 part of their reducer. And first thing I'm doing is I'm cleaning up these cups. I try to clean them up before I use them again, even though I cleaned them before I put them away. I just want to make sure that nothing got in them and going to screw up my paint. So I just put a little lacquer thinner in them, kind of swirl it around a little bit, leave a little residual in there, and I'll wipe the cup back out again, dry it off, just to make sure I don't have any stuff. So I'll get the cups cleaned up, and then I got to shake the heck out of that paint. It's got the metal flake in it, and man, that stuff gets everywhere. It gets into everything. When you're trying to clean up after the job, it goes everywhere. I'm going to use my little detail gun to get underneath the rocker panel. I found out my big gun, it's hard to lay it on its side and get that. So actually I had to go back and re-primer that. So I've got a little detail gun that should do the trick, and I put a 45 on it, and I'll just control the air pressure here. That way I don't blow the gun up. Shut it out, and I'll go probably go 2 turns on the, well, I'll start off with 1 turn on the fluid, and I'll go 1 turn on the nozzle here. So I went through and cleaned both guns again yesterday. Got them good and ready. I didn't want anything to slow me down this morning. I actually got to sleep in a little bit this morning. That was refreshing. So the gun's ready. I still need to put the fans up to suck the vapor out of the shop, and the wind's pretty well died down now, so shouldn't have any air blowing back into the shop. So okay, here's the base coat, the Urachem polyurethane. Really enjoy this using this paint. It lays down really nice and easy to mix. The main thing is to get it shook up real good and stirred it, and once you're tired of stirring, stir it a little bit more, and it'll come out just fine. So I'm going to go 2 to 1. I'll just mix a quart first. I don't have to worry about eduction time on this or curing too fast. As long as I keep air off of it, it'll be fine for hours. Actually, when I painted the 52, I mixed too much paint, and I just bought an empty paint can, a clean one, and just poured the mixed paint in it and marked it mixed, and then reused it, because you keep the air off of it, it won't harden. So there's no hardener and there's no activators, there's nothing in it. So you can, if you mix up too much, just buy you an empty paint can, a clean one. You can get them at Sherwin-Williams or your local hardware store, and take and just pour your excess paint in there, and you'll be just fine. You can leave it in the cup for a while you go to the store and get one, and just pour it in there, and you're done. Save it. There's no sense of pouring out good paint. Now with your surfacers and your epoxies, you can't do that. You know, once you've done it, if you've mixed too much paint, you're just out of luck. So anyway, I'm about ready here. I'm going to mix this up, get my fans going, load up the little detail gun. I'll paint those rocker panel areas, and then I'll get the big gun out, and we'll get that going. So I may have to narrate some of this because the air compressors are going to be going. So I got two air compressors going. I've got my instrument air rigging over here, so I got 2 coalescers on there, 2 water filters, and then a silica gel bed. I did, so I bought this desiccant bed, the silica gel filter, dryer, whatever you want to call it. I bought it from Harbor Freight, and I got a pretty good deal on it, I thought. Had a coupon, you know, all that jazz. But they don't sell the silica gel replacement. And that's one thing I noticed about Harbor Freight. If you need a part for something, they don't have it. So what I did, I got onto Walmart, and I'll add this to my storefront at Walmart. But I bought a quart of those beads, and yeah, so I've got plenty. This will last me forever, so I'm not throwing these away. So when I change it, I'll put it in an old coffee can, and when I get enough, and Mrs. Dubs is out of town or something, I'll take them inside and put them in the oven and see if I can bring them back to life. Quart of that was like $25. It'll last me forever, so you know, I'm not too concerned about it, but as far as I know, I've got one more car to paint, and I'll be done with my heavy air use, and I'll just go back to using electric tools. So anyway, I'll get this poured out and mixed, and then I can get suited up and do my thing. So get some reducer. I like putting the reducer in a cup. It just controls the splash factor. And one thing you don't want to do is pour stuff back in their cans. Once you pour it out into something, even though it looks clean, don't pour it back in the can. Same with your pre-paint prep materials, my Clean Easy, any solvents that you use, don't pour them back in the can. Just pour out what you're going to use. If you got some left over, throw it away. You don't want to contaminate that can. So there's 2 parts. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Got like a little bit left over. I'll just pour it all in there. All right. So, we get this stirred up, and get started here. So I have to stir this. You gotta shake the gun. You gotta keep that stuff in, that metal flake in suspension. So it's a pain in the butt. Yeah, getting the spray pattern correct on your gun, no matter how small it is, it's a chore. And a lot of it's just experience, and I'm still learning myself. So I think the bigger the gun, the harder it is to get the pattern right. But here I'm just applying it underneath there where on the rockers where I can't really get that big gun in there. And then I'll just come back and overspray it and try to put a little bit more on those areas, and it turned out really nice. Okay, I hadn't really talked about this gun yet. I bought a DeVilbiss set, their starting line set, and I got it from Summit Racing. I thought I was going to be really happy with it, but this is the actual paint gun with a 1.3 millimeter tip in it. And when I set up my pattern, everything looked great, and I went to spray it, and it just was not working right. I don't know what was going on there. You see me fiddling with the gun and stuff, and it looks like it's coming out good, but it's not. It's not laying down right, not what I was used to. So I had to stop there for a minute and switch back to my AutoZone vapor gun. And once I did that, man, it really laid down good. And so it looks like it's coming out good, but it's not. So anyway, I had to switch guns and finish the car with that vapor gun. Okay, so I had to switch to the vapor gun from AutoZone, and I'm still not sure to this day why that DeVilbiss gun did what it did. It's 1.3 millimeter, it should have sprayed it just fine. The vapor gun is just a 1.4 millimeter, so you're, just a hair difference between the tip sizes. But the main thing I did was, knowing that the vapor gun, that the cap will leak on me occasionally, I didn't put as much product in the gun, and finished up spraying the whole car with it, and it turned out great. Now I did use this same gun, the DeVilbiss gun, to spray the clear coat, and it sprayed perfectly. So I still don't know what happened. Maybe it was the metallic in the paint. I don't know. It's kind of ironic, the more you spray, the better you get. I had runs on the epoxy, I had runs on the primer surfacer, all using this same gun. But when I went to lay the base coat down, I had no runs whatsoever. I couldn't believe how well it's just laying down there. That Urachem's a pretty good product, so you can just see there, it's just laying down. It's once I got my gun set up right, it's not tiger striping or any of that stuff, so really happy. So this is just the first coat. We got a ways to go here. I think I ended up putting 2 more coats on. Yeah, so the bad thing was short filling that gun was, I ran out of paint a little bit earlier, but that's fine. I'm not in a hurry. The paint doesn't have a pot life, so I just took a quick break there and reloaded the gun, filled it all the way up, and finished spraying the first coat. Okay, here's the results of the first coat. I gotta wait about 15 minutes before I get on it again for the second coat. Okay, getting ready to add the second coat here. So notice how I try to keep that hose up around my shoulders so I don't touch the rest of the car with it, and just start taking my time and applying it and doing about 50% overlap here. Alright, coat number 3. I think I ended up spraying 4 coats altogether. I had some sand, a lot of deep sandy scratches there that I thought I had out, and the thin base coat really made them pop out, so I went over them a couple more times to get rid of those sandy scratches. Learned a lot from spraying this. That DeVilbiss gun, I'm not sure what happened to it. I took it apart and cleaned it, and I can't find anything wrong with it. I don't know what happened. It would not spray. It would spray just a little bit, and that was it. I opened the fluid more. So I don't know what was going on with it, if it was the metallic in the paint or whatever, but I put it on that vapor gun or Viper gun from AutoZone, that $89 gun with the I think it's 1.4, it's just a marginally bigger tip on it, and it sprayed like a champ. So it looks good. The data sheet says to wait half an hour before I apply the clear. It is a little cooler in here today. I'm sure everything's based off of 70 degrees, and it's 67 in here, so I may want to wait, another 15-20 minutes just to make sure everything is flashed off. The other thing I learned is sanding scratches are a pain in the butt. I got lucky. I got most of them covered up with the base coat. So I sprayed 2 coats of, I sprayed 3 coats of base coat to help cover up some of the sanding scratches. So yeah, it's a thing. So I went 400 on it. Probably should have went 600 and maybe wet sanded it. I don't know. I know if I wet sanded it, my paper wouldn't have plugged up on me. So anyway, I think it's looking good. It's the owner come out, Mrs. Dubs, Red as we used to call her. She came out. She gave her seal of approval on it. There's some minor imperfections here and there, but it is what it is. So we'll let it flash some more and apply the clear coat. I'll go probably a light coat and then a heavy coat. Probably end up with 3 coats on it, I'm thinking. So we'll see what happens. What I'm gonna do now, it's been about 45 minutes. I'm gonna mix up the clear and spray it. So this is the 2K polyurethane clear coat from Eurochem. Got it from the coating store. I've already used some of it to paint the hood and the trunk, and it takes an activator. So I've got the medium activator for it, and it's a 4-to-1 mix. So I know I'll spray at least 2 quarts. So I'm gonna pour enough and mix 1 quart with the activator, and I'll have the other quart ready to go. All I gotta do is add the activator. I think 2 quarts will get it. I'll see how far this first coat gets me, or the first quart gets me. So one of the things I find myself doing on any project is, and especially painting, is I get in too big of a hurry. I've got plenty of time to get the clear coat on this, and what happened is I sprayed the base coat and waited, I think 45 minutes, maybe an hour before I sprayed the clear, and I should have waited a little longer to get on it. I should have just took a break, went in, had some lunch, and then come back and tack ragged it and sprayed the clear. But anyway, got in a hurry. I didn't even turn the camera on when I was spraying the clear coats, but it really turned out nice. I will have to do some wet sanding on it because I got on it too soon. I got some bubbles in the paint, and so I'll wet sand it and buff it, and it should turn out pretty good. So I also failed to get video of putting the hood and the trunk lid back on, but I had a buddy come by and my grandsons, and we got the hood and the trunk deck put on, and everything's looking really good. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. I'm working on the trim pieces now, getting them sanded down. I'll get a video out on that, and final assembly of all the painted parts.